So, who would ever think that scars would be literally one of the main thing affecting people's health in America? Like, who's ever heard that? You know, I hadn't heard it, and I was in natural health for years and years and years and years until I learned this method of helping people. Never crossed my mind how scars could affect people's health. Then I learned how, I learned why, and now I'm seeing it every day with the people I work with, and I have the most fascinating stories from just working on people's scars, more than anything else. So first I want to explain to you like what I mean by a scar, how it's interfering with our bodies, a couple of stories, and how you fix it. Cool? So, what is a scar? Okay, when I'm talking about a scar, just in this instance, I'm talking about a physical damage to the surface of your skin. So in other words, if you had a internal surgery where they sewed up a gallbladder or this and that, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the physical damage on the surface of the skin. It can be as small as a little cut you had when you were 5 years old that can be affecting you. Usually it's not those, but oftentimes it very well can be. But the main scars that are affecting people are surgical scars. And you know, people are having surgery right and left. Okay? And for women, birth scars. So birth scars would be a C-section scar, or even if you had a natural childbirth, often women times get episiotomies. And that episiotomy scars can really affect women's health. Now the ones that affect people's health are what we call an active scar. And it's active, it means it's actually interfering with your system. You may have scars and they may or may not be affecting your health. Episiotomy scars in women, they can have a child and then 20 years later it's affecting their health. One of the main things affecting women's thyroid function are episiotomy scars. It's stopping their thyroid from working. Why? Where's the thyroid? Where's the episiotomy scar? So, scars through the belly button. A lot of people have surgeries done through their belly button. We're having appendixes pulled out and ovaries pulled out through the belly button. It's a scar. Okay, even if you don't have a surgery through your belly button, you had an umbilical cord and at one time it was cut. It's a scar. Men are often circumcised. It's a scar. Sometimes it shows up, sometimes it doesn't.
But you said active scars on the surface of your body. What about internal scars?
No. Just talking about the surface of the skin, and I'll explain why. Okay, so those are the main ones. The surgical scars, the birth scars. But again, it can be anything from your past, when you fell down and cracked your head on a rock, whatever. You know, I have a gal I'm working with who has a scar on her leg from shaving. And I'm like, man, that must have been nasty when that happened. Because it is a shaving scar when she was like 13 years old. And it's really affecting her health. Yeah, it's crazy. And again, I think it's crazy, and I do it. It's weird. It's really affecting people's health, these scars. And I'm going to explain why. So you're all like, how does that even make sense? Yes?
I just have a quick question. So how did you learn about this?
I learned about this because I started doing the nutrition response testing. And this is one of the main things that they teach. And they actually do whole seminars just on scars. So there's more training that I need to get on this issue because it's fascinating. But I just kind of stumbled across it, and I'm so glad I did. So here is why. Nervous system. Nervous system stems from where? Your spine, your spinal cord. Now we know that there's nerves, nerve fibers, that go from your spine to every organ in your body. We know that. Okay, so you can damage your spine, and it can cause problems with your liver, and you can have a spinal problem right here, and you have really bad digestion because the nerves that are connected to those organs can affect the function if your spine's damaged. Okay, what a lot of people don't know is that the nerve from your spine, the nerve fibers also connect to your skin throughout your whole body. And in fact, 80% of the communication done by your body through your sympathetic nervous system is done through the skin.
Can you say that one more time?
80% of the communication done by your sympathetic nervous system is done through your skin. You've heard skin is your largest organ. Your skin's your largest organ. There's nerve fibers that connect to your skin. It's the main way that your body communicates with itself. So now we're connecting the dots, right? You got a C-section scar that goes from here to here. The body's trying to communicate via these nerve fibers through the skin, and
Okay, so now there you are.
it stops. No communication flow. So this is why the scars can affect some people after a few weeks and some people 20 years down the road. Because it's like a giant highway. We don't know how exactly it works, you know, but the body tries to find other ways around it and ways to communicate. And okay, I can't go through there. That's a roadblock. I'm going to go take this side road. And, you know, it's always trying to figure it out. But sometimes it can't. And the communication actually is blocked up and it starts to pool there. Okay? The energy starts to pool there, for lack of a better word. And what happens is, as it pools there, it starts to spout off in different directions and cause dysfunction.
So is a tattoo a scar?
Absolutely. Yeah, I see tattoos. I have people that I'm treating with tattoos because of the scarring done on their tattoos. So tattoos is a double negative because you're scarred and you probably have heavy metals because almost all the dyes have mercury in them. If you have one anywhere near your spine, it's like a triple whammy. And I've really seen it affecting people's health, especially the ones right by their spine. So if you have that, you want to work on it. Because you can work on it now or you can wait till it becomes a problem later. Because as I'll show you, they're really easy to take care of. They're really easy to take care of. So that's kind of explanation of how the body communicates through the skin, how the scars, you know, it blocks that flow of information. So to take care of them, it's not necessarily about healing the scar, as in making the scar disappear, although when you start putting things on the scar and start working on the scar, you do see them physically get better. Some people, they almost completely disappear. Some people, the nasty scar tissue that have built up completely disappears. Yes?
It's kind of weird. What if you have scar tissue in your eyes from radiocare? And when they operated on your eyes before they did, you can't do that.
Because that's on your eyeball, that's not part of your skin.
Okay.
So that wouldn't affect you. The only one that's internal that can sometimes affect people is a tonsillectomy. And you can actually get it through here. Okay? Because you can't really get it from the inside. But no, 99% of the time it's the surface of the skin, nothing internal or on an eye or anything like that. So let me see here. Let me share a scar story. The coolest scar story I heard down in Florida when I was doing some training on this is, and I heard tons of stories, but the one really cool one is there's a lady who had an arm that was like this, and you know she was diagnosed by the doctors with like incurable XYZ disease, you know, and she was like this for 20 years. And she came in and did the testing, and he said, well, there's a scar affecting your health. Where's your scar? She's like, I don't have any scars. I've never had a surgery. I don't have any kids. I don't have any scars. He's like, okay, well, just think about it. You know, it's showing up as a scar. Well, I guess about 20 some years ago, I got bit by my cat on the tip of my finger. Okay? Right before a problem started. So he took the laser out and he shined the light on the tip of her finger. Within 1 minute, her arm went like this.
Oh my God.
Totally freed her arm.
Wow.
Yeah. So the human body is amazing. We can't pretend like we know how it works. We can just try to figure out ways to correct these problems and these imbalances. It's fascinating. Now, I can't prove that that story is true or not, but these are some pretty sincere people down there. I mean, there was a lot of people in tears sharing their healing stories from people who have experienced different things, especially working with children and things like that. I do actually have a child I'm working with that had a liver transplant, and he has a scar from here up to here and down to here. They unfolded that whole flap of the stomach and put it back in, and they stapled it shut. So he's got a scar that's affecting his whole body, and he's got heavy metal contamination because of the staples. And that's what I'm working on right now. And he's like 6. Now, the liver transplant might have saved his life, you know, but we still need to take care of this because it'll guarantee you develop into illness in the future. Yes?
With the scar being on the finger and it's on the extremity, like how could it affect, you said here it goes around, if this on the tip.
We can't pretend like we know.
Oh, okay.
We know the body communicates through the nerve fibers in the skin. And different areas affect different parts of the body. You don't know. You can actually get a chart called the dermatome chart that'll actually tell you what parts of the skin connect to different parts of the body. I haven't got into all that. I really don't need to. I don't need to know all that. But it'd be fascinating research.
Now, and can you test, like I have several here, and can you test them to see if it is causing a problem in your body?
Yes.
You can, okay.
Very easy.
Even if I don't think they are.
Very easy.
Okay.
Okay. I'll tell you how you do it. Well, maybe at the end we'll try a couple people, just for kicks. Okay, so let's see. So how do you take care of scars? Oh wait, I was going to tell one more story. There's a gal that came to see me, and she had high blood pressure. Well, that's the main reason she came, high blood pressure. And went to the doctor, got a medication, had a horrible reaction to the medication. The doctor said, oh, it's not the medication, you just are sick and keep taking the medication. So she kept taking the medication, she kept getting more and more sick. You know, again, they're just guessing. So she's like, I'm not taking this medication. She came in, I checked her, scars came up, blocking her system. I checked her blood pressure point, which is right here on the bicep, weak. Okay, so blood pressure, obviously a problem. Found that scar was an issue. She had 3 surgeries done through her belly button for different things, through the same spot. She had very poor function of the left side of her body. Okay, she could do a yoga pose. Okay, on her right side, she could hold it for like a minute, no problem. She'd go to the left side for 3 seconds every time. So anyway, I checked her, found scars. Found the main scar was the belly button one, and we started working on it. The first time we did it, she felt tingling move up her body into her head, and then she felt it go down the left side all the way into her toes. Her whole left side of her body, which was where her main dysfunction was tingling all the way up and down her whole body. She came back the next week. She goes, I can hold a yoga pose on the left side for a full minute. Just after one time. After I did the light, it's called a laser treatment. I'll explain that in a minute. When I rechecked her body, because she had a blood pressure point was weak and her heart was weak. After I did the laser, I checked her blood pressure point, strong, heart strong. So the scar was affecting her heart and affecting her blood pressure. So this is just a classic example of somebody who could have went to the doctor, tried a medication, that one didn't work, okay, try this medication, try 7 different medications, none of them work. She doesn't figure out what's going on with her body, her heart continues to weak, her blood pressure is high, causing all kinds of other malfunctions in her body, and then she's taking other drugs, and then she has a disease, and she's down that medical route. And that's what's happening in our society. You know, and that's how these pharmaceutical companies make billions of dollars off of our sickness. Because we don't try to figure out what's going on in the body. Okay, I better get off my soapbox. Okay, so how do you take care of the scars? It's actually pretty easy. 2 things that we learned how to do, and it's pretty much all you need to do. One is, we call it a laser. It's a cold laser. When I say laser, it scares people because they think it's going to like burn a hole in their skin or something. But it's called a cold laser, and all it is a light. It's a little red light. Do I have it up here? Ooh, I have it right here. So you just turn it on, and it's a little red light. That's it. That's for the camera. It's just a light. Okay, you can't feel anything. It's a light.
Is it a certain frequency of light?
I don't know the exact frequency, but I don't know that.
Probably.
I don't know that. Yeah, it's just the one that they use, and they know it works, and they've been using it forever, and they've researched them all, and it's the most affordable, best one you can get to take care of the problem. Because this will take care of for 1 week. It'll hold for 1 week. So what you have to do is you have to do the light therapy, the laser therapy, once a week for 6 weeks.
Oh,
And the other thing you do is wheat germ oil. You can also use sesame oil. But wheat germ oil or sesame oil, and you rub it on the scars once or twice a day, every day for 3 months. If you do the wheat germ oil on the scars every day, and you do the cold laser on the scars every day, or I'm sorry, once a week, that'll take care of 95% of restoring the flow of communication through the skin of every single scar. Doesn't work for 100% of them. Some people, we need to do it longer. Some people are so scarred that they literally need to buy a laser and take it home and do it every week for the rest of their life. That's okay.
Where do you buy it?
Huh?
Where would you buy it?
I mean, I haven't researched other lasers you can buy. I get it, but it's for practitioners only. But I could tell you what kind it is and see if you can find it. I don't know.
What kind is it?
I don't know.
Oh.
You said use the oil for how many months?
I don't know the
6
brand name.
months?
3 months.
3 months.
Minimum of 3 months. And then the cold laser once a week for 6 weeks. And that'll take care of 95% of the scars. So it's worth doing even if it's not necessarily showing up as a problem right now. It's worth trying. It's easy. It's easy, easy. And what's really cool is when you shine that light on people, it's a light. You don't feel anything, but people feel things moving in their body. It's restoring this like lost communication in the body. It's totally cool. I've never seen anything like it. You know, it's really neat to actually see it work and to see people that can now balance on their left side that couldn't before. I mean, what a crazy story. You know, I wish she was here tonight. She could share it. It would be awesome. But yeah, I have a lot of people I'm working on their scars. A lot of people I've had when I check them, they're so weak. You know, I don't even have a strong arm, and it's because of the scar. I actually have another gal I'm working with who she was neurogenically switched. So in other words, her nervous system was confused, and the reason her nervous system was confused was because of the scars. So the first time I saw her, I actually gave her some products for her thyroid, and when she took the products, she goes, "Man, those things you gave me made me feel worse." I'm like, "Oh, oops, that's not good." She was actually switched. Her nervous system was confused. When I found out why her nervous system was confused, it was because of scars.
And treating the scars then would reverse the nervous system.
Right.
Okay.
So you take care of the scars, the nervous system's like, "Oh, I can talk to myself now." Now when you take supplements, they will work. They will actually do something. They will have an effect. But you've got to take care of the scar first. Or whatever the thing is affecting the nervous system. Again, metals, chemicals, whatever, food, etc. It was interesting. I said, "You know, where are your scars?" She's like, "Well, I got this one and this one." I'm like, "Okay." They were, you know, in personal areas. I'm like, "Go to the restroom, take care of those scars." She came back out. We checked her arm. I'm like, "Dang it, that wasn't it." She goes, "Okay, well, I got this one." She goes in, shines the light on the scar. She comes back out, tests her arm. Boop. I'm like, "That wasn't it. There's something we're missing here." She goes, "I got this little tiny scar on my shoulder right here that happened when I was a kid." She goes in, she comes back out, she goes, "Oh my gosh." She goes, "As soon as I shined the light on that scar on my shoulder," she goes, "I felt like I got punched in the stomach." She felt this dull, sharp pain right here. And it lasted, she felt it the whole time that she had the light on it. And as soon as she took the light away, it faded. And when she came back out and I checked her arm, she was solid as a rock. But I knew that she's finally going to get better. And that's what's awesome about it. So that's